All right, we'd like to call this meeting to order. Kevin, can you call the roll, please?
Yes, sir. Vice Chairman Davenport.
Present.
Board Member Hazelwood.
Present.
Chairman Hinchelwood. Board Member Hotchkiss.
Present.
Board Member Payne. Board Member Vroman.
Here.
Board Member Winters.
Here.
Mr. Vice Chairman, we have a quorum.
All right, thank you very much. It is the policy of the Commonwealth of Virginia and the City of Suffolk, as clearly stated in the Virginia Wetlands Act, Section 28.2-1301, as follows. We shall preserve and prevent the despoliation and destruction of wetlands within its jurisdiction while accommodating necessary economic development in a manner consistent with wetlands preservation. With that, has everyone had an opportunity to review the minutes from the last meeting?
Yes.
Are there any additions, edits, changes to the minutes?
I make a motion that the minutes be approved as written.
A second?
We have a motion and a second. Vice Chairman Davenport.
Yes.
Board Member Hazelwood.
Yes.
Board Member Hotchkiss.
Yes.
Board Member Vroman.
Yes.
Board Member Winters.
Yes.
All right, moves by vote of 5-0.
Minutes are approved. With that, we move into our public hearings. For our public hearings this evening, we have VMRC 21-1598 submitted by Ryan Walsh of the James River Association on behalf of Margaret and Ralph Tyndall, the property owners. Is there anyone here to speak on behalf of the project this evening?
Hey, good evening.
Good evening.
So we propose to build a living shoreline on the Nansemond River. It's located on Newman's Point. It's a heavily eroding headland, and we're proposing to build an oyster castle sill backfilled with clean coarse grade sand and then planted with native marsh grasses. Do I advance this? Okay, there we go. Okay, so here is Newman's Point. It's located on the main stem of the Nansemond River. It's going to be a 107 linear foot oyster castle sill on top of geotextile fabric. We're going to have two 10-foot gaps in the sill to allow wildlife to exit as the tide rises and falls. And we're going to cover those gaps with biodegradable coconut core logs. And it does not qualify for a general permit. General permit 2 goes up to 1.5 miles of fetch, and this is 1.8 miles of fetch. Here's the native Spartina alterniflora, which thrives in the immediate area. And here's the actual project staked out for VMRC. And the property ends basically right around the edge of that old duck blind. Okay, here are the plans. You can see the sections of the oyster castle sills. If I can pull up there we go. And then the two gaps that are denoted for VMRC requires those gaps just to allow wildlife to exit. And then the light green polygon is the planting area that will be backfilled with sand. All right, here's a cross section. Here are the oyster castles. We asked in the permit for them to be stacked 3 high. This cross section shows them 4 high. The reason we've chosen oyster castles is they can be placed by hand and they're interlocking. They're produced by Allied Concrete. They have a special pH in them to allow juvenile oysters to adhere to them. So the idea is that it would create an oyster reef over time. And then here's the section with the gap that just shows the coconut fiber core log. And we've specified 16-inch core logs instead of 12-inch core logs. Okay. So with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions any of you may have.
Real quick, can you identify yourself for the board, please?
Oh, sorry. I'm Ryan Walsh with the James River Association.
Members of the board, do you have any questions regarding this project?
Have you done any other projects like this, of the same type?
We have. So we've done a living shoreline recently at Windsor Castle Park in Smithfield, and it also has an oyster castle sill on it. That was installed and planted this past spring.
How is that reacting? Are the spat actually adhering, and is it working?
So I need to get out there to actually see how the spat recruitment is. My organization works really closely with the Elizabeth River Project, and ERP sent us a picture of one of their oyster castles that they put in back in March, and it already has spat. They're roughly an inch across on them. So they do work. I just need to check on the actual one at Windsor Castle.
What kind of duration will this project do you foresee taking?
The construction time, you mean? Roughly like 2 to 4 weeks, depending on, COVID supply chain.
Providing the permit is approved, when do you plan to?
We plan on installing the spring. We still need Army Corps approvals.
As far as accessing the project, what is your plan for, I guess, entering and exiting the area?
Let's see. So the house, oh gosh, hang on. It's off camera, but the house is somewhere back in here, and then we're going to use the homeowner's driveway as the staging area. There's a nice gentle slope down a hill, and then there's sort of a break between a natural tree line in here. So we're largely going to move things by wheelbarrow back and forth.
Are there any other questions from the board?
No, I applaud what you're doing. I think it's great.
Yeah, thank you so much.
I also just want to compliment you briefly on the thoroughness of the application. Sometimes there are many more questions because the applications are not as thorough, so we appreciate the preparation that was put into the application.
Thank you so much.
All right, well, we will close public hearings on this matter. Is there anyone else speaking on behalf or possibly any issue with this particular project? Not? Thank you, we appreciate you.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Any further discussion from the board? If not, I will entertain a motion on VMRC 21-1559-8.
I would like to move that we approve that.
Is there a second?
Second?
Devin, call the roll, please.
Yes, sir. Vice Chairman Davenport,
Yes.
Board Member Hazelwood,
Yes.
Board Member Hotchkiss,
Yes.
Board Member Roman,
Yes.
and Board Member Winters.
Yes.
And the permit is approved by a vote of 5-0.
Outstanding. All right, continuing with our agenda for the evening, there are no restoration hearings, permit extensions, old business, new business, compliance, and inspections. Anyone have anything for the good of the order?
Make a motion that we adjourn.
It's going to be a world's record.
Yeah.
I'll second it.
All right.
Voice vote?
Voice vote?
Yeah.
All in
Yes.
favor?
Yeah, aye.
Aye.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Meeting is adjourned.